Julian Sayin is exactly what Ohio State needs at quarterback.
You are Locked On Buckeyes, your daily podcast on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome in, Buckeye fans, to your Thursday edition of Locked On Buckeyes, which is your daily Ohio State podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Jay Stevens, veteran sports talk host, delivering passionate coverage about your Buckeyes. And today's episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. During today's show, we will discuss a unique NIL deal Jeremiah Smith recently signed, as well as 5 NIL deals I would love to have if I played at Ohio State. But first, a year ago, Jeremiah Smith was preparing in fall camp for his first season playing Buckeye football, and it was after a practice during fall camp that Jeremiah Smith got behind the microphone and made some big statements about Will Howard. And one thing he said about Will Howard was he called him my quarterback. And in that moment, it was before Ryan Day officially named Will Howard QB1. But I remember in that moment, if Jeremiah Smith is calling him my quarterback right now, that guy's QB1. And Jeremiah Smith recently was interviewed via The Athletic. And one thing he discussed on top of his hatred for Michigan and wanting to beat Michigan and not losing to Michigan over the next 2 years, that he will not do that. He also discussed some things about Julian Sayin, talked about his arm talent, talked about how smart he is, talked about his personality, but he also said he's definitely going to be a guy. It's going to be scary for opponents. And I don't think Jeremiah Smith would make that comment if it was false. One, he's already said this week, he's not going to lose to Michigan over the next 2 years. He's already made that statement. He's also heaped high praise on Julian Sayin a year after heaping high praise on Will Howard. And I think he's correct. Julian Sayin has the goods, man. From everything we have seen and heard about him and read about him, he's the guy. He has the ability to process at an elite level. He can make all the throws, any of them. He's got the goods to do that. His quiet personality isn't a knock at all. I mean, it's not hurting Jeremiah Smith. He's a quieter person. Not hurting him at all. Actually, it might help him on the field because somebody think, oh, they've been hyping this dude up since he was in sophomore in high school or maybe a freshman. And he kind of quiet on the field. Man, I'm going to take advantage of him. I'm going to take his lunch money. The next thing you know, he's taking your lunch money for Monday, for Tuesday, for Wednesday, for Thursday, for the entire week. You look back and wondering, that quiet kid did this to me? Yeah, he did. And that's going to be Julian Sayin as well. I firmly believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that Julian Sayin is the guy. Not only because I think he is better than Lincoln Keno's, that's one thing, but I think he's a better fit for what Ryan Day wants as from a quarterback. The mobile skill set that Keenholz provides is great. It's one thing that I wish, I've been hoping this for years, that Ryan Day would allow his quarterbacks to showcase their athleticism on the field. I said it with Fields, with Stroud, and even with Will Howard. I really wish Ryan Day would allow those guys to showcase their legs a little bit and how they can move around. Well, Keno's can do that, but I don't believe Keno's is a better passer. I think he can make all the throws, but I think Sayin would do it at a higher clip. I believe that Sayin's quick release is ideal and great for his shorter size and stature. But when you look at who Ohio State has on offense and who they have calling the shots, as receivers at the skill position, that's what I meant to say. Who would you rather have them throwing the ball? Who would you rather have throwing the ball to them? Julian Sayin or Lincoln Keenholz? Probably the sophomore. He's 6'1", 203 pounds. He might be able to gain a few more LBs before fall camp starts, and it's probably where his weight gain is going to stop. I think going into year 3 for him, I believe he'll probably be up to 215 to 218 maybe hopefully gain an inch or two. But right now, 6'1", 203, not the tallest guy, not the heaviest guy. But those things are not limitations for him on the field, not limitations that cause him to not be a really good football player. Now, here's the kicker. He's really, really inexperienced. And for Jeremiah Smith to say this about a guy that is very inexperienced, it may make you wonder, Does this guy truly know what he's talking about? Does this guy know what talent is when he sees talent? I think he does. So yes, he's inexperienced. He's a little bit lighter of a quarterback than what Ryan Day normally utilizes. That could be a thing. That's a big problem. I don't believe it will be. Here's Jeremiah Smith's quote, exact quote that he had in this article, and I think you'll like what he had to say about number 10. Quote, that arm is different. He can make any and every throw. Just a smart quarterback. Like me, he's a little quiet. He's starting to come out of his shell. He's definitely going to be a guy. He's going to be scary for opponents, end quote. And I don't have anything to say to come out here and be a bold guy saying Julian Sayin is wrong. That's his teammate. He sees that young man every single day. He works out with that young man every single day. He catches balls from him, and they're in the locker room together, and they're watching film together, and they are getting better together. They're grinding in the offseason together. And for Jeremiah Smith to make that kind of statement, I mean, to me, it's kind of just like one of them, a vote of confidence. I mean, if you're casting your ballot for a certain position and you want to keep your thing hidden, you want to say, oh, I'm going to hide this thing, I'm going to fold it up and fold the sheet in half, and fold it again, and then put it into the box. You'd be thinking, why are you folding it up like that? Because I don't want anybody around here right now that's watching me put this in the box to be able to peek to see what my vote is. Jeremiah Smith is not shy about anything right now. He ain't shy about this young man and what Julian Sayin can bring to the table. Now, him not being the most mobile quarterback, or not as mobile as Keenholz, I think he is a little bit mobile. I don't think he's going to be a statue in the backfield. He can move better than Kyle McCord. That's not a knock on Kyle McCord as a quarterback. I just know that he's not the most mobile quarterback in the world. Not a knock. It's just his skill set. I got a hard time believing that Julian Sayin not being a mover like Stroud, which we only got that for really only one game, or like a Justin Fields. I gotta say that. I remember that Michigan State game. I think it would have been his freshman year or true freshman year. Forget the exact year it was for him, but I remember him getting, was it a 50-plus yard touchdown run? I'm thinking, okay, just make a move a little bit for a quarterback. Didn't get that type of run again the rest of his collegiate career. Kind of sad, honestly. I kind of wish he got that again, because it was fun to watch him just run and keep going and keep going and keep going. You know what I don't think we're going to get this year? A run like that from Julian Sayin. But he won't need to run like that, because you got dogs behind him. You got dogs at receiver. You got dogs at tight end. You got dogs blocking for him. As we get closer to the season, I am getting more comfortable making some statements about the offensive line, the tight end room, and the backfield. That's going to come over the next few weeks, over the next couple of months, as this is July 3rd before kickoff of the Buckeye season on August 30th at high noon on Big Noon. I hate saying that, but it's reality that Ohio State's still playing on Big Fox with the Big Noon crew. I really enjoy Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt, not as much as I used to. I think Joel Klatt is very knowledgeable, a really good analyst in game, but some of his commentary off the air, at least on podcasts, is kind of getting a little bit too centered on one conference or another. I like Gus Johnson. The duo of Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit is growing on me. Jason Benetti and Brock Heward, I like them a lot. I mean, a whole lot. Still got Gus and Joel and Jenny Tats on the sidelines week one. I really like that. I also really like Julian Sayin winning the job for the Buckeyes. I'm going to make this comment once again. I said it a couple times, but it's worth repeating. When EA Sports handed over some screen grabs from the upcoming college football video game that comes out next week, Ohio State posted one with Ryan Day, and to his right was Julian Sayin. And I don't think that was a mistake. I don't think Ohio State put that out there and said, oh, we're just going to speculate and start stirring up some conversation. Maybe that's what they did. But I also think they did it because in the game, Sayin is the higher rated quarterback. Coming on next to the coach might be the quarterback. But also, not only because of the video game, I believe in real life, Sayin is a better quarterback and will be a better quarterback over Lincoln Keenholz for the Ohio State Buckeyes. One guy in Jeremiah Smith is not a quarterback, but he is a receiver. And this young man signed a very unique NIL deal. I'll tell you why next. This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? With Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for half off your first year. Thank you all for tapping in Locked On Buckeyes and making this show your first listen of the day. Jeremiah Smith is the face of college football, and after his freshman campaign and him being one of the two cover athletes along with Ryan Williams on the new college football game, he's going to be gaining a lot more attention. The hype around him is going to be at an all-time high, and there are going to be some big boy brands that are going to be coming to try to use Jeremiah Smith, sign an NIL deal with him so he can make more money, and also for that brand can use him to make more money too. Well, there's a very unique brand out there, a very popular brand that's on some of the jerseys of college teams around the country, and that's Adidas. And Jeremiah Smith has officially signed a deal with Adidas. Now, on the surface, it doesn't really it's not that crazy. Adidas, a big boy brand, they sponsor numerous schools' athletic programs. They provide jerseys and apparel, things of that nature. Not a problem. I'm really happy for him. The uniqueness about it is that Ohio State is a Nike school. So a Nike school has an Adidas athlete on their team, on the team that the school at Nike sponsors. While it seems odd, I like it. And I recently found this out that Jeremiah Smith's former 7-on-7 team, South Florida Express, is sponsored by Adidas. So it's not that Adidas is coming in and didn't have a prior relationship with Jeremiah Smith. They already had one. They had probably worked out all the logistics and the contractual things. So that deal could work with Jeremiah Smith playing for a Nike school and Ohio State. I like it, man. Anytime a player signs an NIL deal of any kind, it could be with Roosters, it could be with Xfinity, it could be with AT&T, it could be with anything out there. I'm here for it. Make your money, young man. Make your money. And while this is unique, I'm cool with it. If a company could go out there and sign a player like a Jeremiah Smith or Caleb Downs or Julian Sayin or maybe even Ryan Day, and it's a competitor to someone that already sponsors Ohio State, if they can find the way to make it work contractually, do it. 100% do it. But make sure you dot all the I's and you cross all the T's, because, baby, if you don't, y'all might go to court and you might not like the outcome. But I ain't mad about this one, man. Like, I could be a guy that's coming on here and saying, man, I got 5 points about why this is stupid for Jeremiah Smith. I would be stupid for saying that. He is making money. And if you are able to sign with a brand that's already sponsoring college football teams in Adidas, that's been around for decades, do it. 100% do it. Now, I don't believe he can wear Adidas during games because Ohio State is a Nike school. I think in-game stuff is already Nike only. I believe I heard that correctly. So if you can do that, be an ambassador, going to be on commercials and posters and get all the Adidas gear, go for that thing, man. Go ahead and do it. But for Nike, how do y'all let this happen? I mean, that's a big question to ask when a guy, the face of a team, who's also the face of college football, is all of a sudden being repped. He's repping Adidas when in the game, he's got a check on his chest. You want to say checks over stripes, stripes over checks, whichever one you want to fall on, that's great. But for Nike, man, y'all like Shaq at the free throw line. That's just 2 straight bricks go to the other end of the court because the defense got the ball. Man, y'all dropping the ball, man. It's kind of a big old flop. Not going to say any more players' names that flop, LeBron James, but y'all just flopping like crazy. Like, how do you let this happen? Also, Nike, y'all really dropping the ball because Jeremiah Smith is a current Ohio State player that signed a deal with Adidas. You know what not just came out, but just got more attention? Chris Henry Jr., who's about to be a senior in high school, he also has a deal with Adidas. So you have a guy currently on a Nike school with an Adidas deal. You have a guy who's committed to a Nike school who already has an Adidas deal. Nike, how y'all letting this happen? I like Nike, man. You're going to hear about Nike in the very next segment. Little hint to some of the stuff coming up later in the show. You're going to hear about Nike, man, because I like Nike. I like Nike a lot. I really, really do. But, for as much as I like Nike, I can't let them get a pass for this flop. I mean, you literally going up there to the mound. You got a guy up there that's really been in a hitting slump. You just allow him to have that ball and just say, "Oh, okay, like you want this? Go ahead and take it." Man, this don't make no sense. It don't make sense at all. But business is business, and that's how things go. Now, for Ohio State being a Nike school, great. Jeremiah Smith signing a deal with Adidas along with Chris Henry Jr. Great. Both of those things are great. There's one thing I wish would happen when Ohio State ends up, which I don't think it's going to happen because of something else I'll talk about in a second. But I kind of wish Ohio State was a Jordan school. I mean, it's a Nike brand, but Jordan, I mean, the Jumpman hits different than the check does. I mean, there are already guys out there on the field that are wearing Jordans and that aren't wearing Nikes. You may say, Jay, are they wearing Dunks? Maybe. But when I look out there, I see guys wearing Jordans. And why are they allowed to wear Jordans? Probably maybe the Nike version, like the early Jordans. But still, man, they looks like some guys got Jordans out there. And to me, the Jumpman's always hit different. It hasn't been around longer than Nike, but the Jumpman's always hit different. So whenever Ohio State's Nike deal is up, I would be happy if Ohio State became a Jordan school. Now you got to get new apparel, and I'm sure a lot of you would not be upset about getting new stuff, but that would have to happen. Here's the thing. Here's the reason why I don't think it'll happen. Michigan's a Jordan school, and I don't think Jordan would want to get on the jersey of two rivals. Which I think would be very, very smart. I mean, contractually, I think it'd be wise for them to be on both the Michigan and the Ohio State jerseys and to be the outfitter and supplier of the athletic apparel for both schools. I think it would be great. I think it would be a big, major win. But, I mean, Florida's a Jordan school. Miami and Florida State aren't. North Carolina, obviously, is a Jordan school. Duke isn't. There are other Jordan schools out there, and I don't believe any of them have a NIL or sponsored. I don't believe any of them are playing a game against their rival where their rival is also a Jordan school. So, who's winning in all of this? I mean, Adidas is winning. Nike is still winning in a way because they're on Ohio State's jersey, but they're losing because they didn't allow Jeremiah Smith to be a Nike athlete. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. If I'm the Nike reps, is it money? Surely it's not money. If it's money, then make it work. I mean, it makes too much sense not to work. What's also going to make too much sense is when I unveil the 5 NIL deals that I would love to have if I played at Ohio State. Some of them make sense to you. Some of them may not make sense. I hope all of it, at the end of the day, is explained very well after the break. Thank you all for tapping in Locked on Buckeyes and making this show your first listen of the day. So when Jeremiah Smith was out there going over the contract and signing his Adidas deal, and it got announced that he's an Adidas athlete, signed an NIL deal with them, I was excited. But once the announcement was made, I started to think in my head, what companies would I love to have an NIL deal with if I played for the Buckeyes? And this is not a new thing where NIL is new. It's been around for quite a long time, but when the best player at Ohio State signs a deal with Adidas, a very, 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 very popular shoe brand. I got one pair of Adidas in my collection right now. They're gray and white. I actually need to get rid of them. They're pretty old, at least old for my standards. But as I look at my shoes right now, those of you watching the YouTube see me looking and turning. I don't believe that I have any more Adidas than that. I have two pair. I have a gray and white pair of Adidas, and I have an all white pair, white and gum with the gum bottoms. The all white pair actually hurt my feet. I should have gotten rid of those months ago, but as you see here, they're still in my closet, or in my room. But I have two pair of Adidas. I like Adidas. They're not on my list though. Here are the top 5 NIL deals that I would love to have if I play at Ohio State. Before I get there, what's your list of NIL deals you would love to have if you played college football at Ohio State or anywhere else? Really, Ohio State's the best place. You should go anywhere else. But if you were a collegiate athlete, what 5 NIL deals would you love to have? Leave your comment there on the YouTube video or leave a 5-star review and leave your comment there as well. Here are my top 5 NIL deals I would love to have if I played at Ohio State. Number 1 is Chipotle. I could eat Chipotle probably 2 to 3 to maybe 4 times a week. Saturday or Sunday, back-to-back days, wouldn't be a problem. Chipotle's on the list. Number 2 is Lids, the hat company. I'm really close to having 30 hats in my collection. At one point, it was pushing 40, but I got rid of quite a bit of them. And then once I got rid of probably 15, maybe 20, I started collecting more hats again. Lids is on the list. Nike, it's a no-brainer. Checks over stripes. I'm one of those guys. Give me Nike all day. Men's Warehouse, because I got to look fresh. And I don't normally wear suits. I haven't worn a suit in a very long time. I used to have over 50 ties, but those days are long gone. But if I want a professional company to help me look professional, not just for a funeral or a wedding, but just in general, maybe a banquet or maybe for anything where you might need to wear a suit, Men's Warehouse is that company. Then last but not least, JLab. And JLab is my favorite headphone company. Now there's Bose, there's Beats by Dre, there's Sony. There are a lot of companies out there that make really high quality headphones, but JLab is the one for me. So the top 5 NIL deals I would love to have if I played college football: Chipotle, Lids, Nike, Men's Warehouse, and JLab. And I can kind of explain it a little bit more if you really want to hear it, because I think it's worth it. Because I think there are people out there listening to this right now that say, Jay, if I was a college football player, man, hey, give me Chipotle too. I mean, it literally was the first company that I wrote down on my paper. Just circled it right here too. It has a number 1 next to it because it's the first one. Now, I know Nike's a bigger brand, and I know that there's some others that are honorable mentions to me that are just outside the top 5. But Chipotle's the one, man. Give me a bowl. Give me some white rice. Put some extra rice in that thing. Some chicken. Give me the fajitas. Give me the pico. And give me some lettuce. Baby, I'm good to go. Give me a side of chips and a Mexican Coke. You already know that behind the counter, they got the ability to pop the top for you. Baby, I'm good. Chipotle is a thing. Literally, I could probably eat Chipotle, I'd say 3 to 4 times a week. I did it easily 3 to 4 times a week when I sold cars. But I could even now do it 3 to 4 times a week. Financially, I don't like how much it costs to eat at Chipotle that many times, but I would still do it because Chipotle is so good. Lids. Now, I don't have any hats on the desk right now that I can pull up and say, well, I got this hat and I got that hat. Trust me, I don't. I have to my left, I have a Nike Ohio State hat. To my left as well is the field hat the players got after winning the national championship. I have a row of Colts hats, Indianapolis Colts hats, on my shoe rack. At the top of it, it's flat, so I put some hats up there. I have like 3 or 4 more Ohio State hats on top of the shoe rack. I have one Indiana Hoosiers hat. My mom went to IU. There's some Pacers hats over here too. And in my closet, I got a lot more. I've been a hat guy for years. Some of you are hat people. Many of you know. You can probably tell when Jay needs a haircut because probably Wednesday haircut week, your boy come out here wearing a hat, put the hat on. you guys have seen a lot of Dad Gang hats, as that's a really popular hat brand for dads. And I had a couple, at least one or two Dad Gang hats before my son was born. And I love them. Very high quality, but I've been a hat guy. It's really fun just to wear hats and to really express yourself in that way, kind of be a walking billboard. I like to wear a lot of plain t-shirts and plain, and if I wear a shirt, it's a very minimal graphic or it's an Ohio State shirt or something like that. So a lot of the times, me being a walking billboard is with a hat. And if I can get an NIL deal with Lids to add to the collection and also rep that very popular brand, great. I grew up in was Hat World. I still think that name is better than Lids, but I know things happen, companies merge, all that jazz. But give me Lids, baby. Nike. It's enough said. Next to me, to my left, literally, an Ohio State shirt with Nike on the front. I got another one to my left as well. It's an Ohio State shirt with Nike on the front. I mean, Nike is a no-brainer. To my right, on my shoe rack, I got Nike, 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 Nike. I think that's it. And one more Nike at the bottom. Quite a few Nike shoes. Most of my shoes that I have over the past 10 years are Nike shoes. Weird thing about me when I was a kid, my mom wouldn't let me wear Nikes. I don't think I told this story on the show before. She was very worried about my brother and I having wide feet and Nikes running narrow. And so we didn't get our first pair of Nikes until high school, I believe. We had some Adidas, and I probably had a New Balance or two, the old school Dada Supremes. Oh boy, I probably had some A1s too. I know I had Reeboks because I had the Answers, those old Allen Iverson shoes, for probably a decade. I think I had two different pairs of them. I took one pair to college and used those things almost the entire time I was in school. But yeah, Nike's a no-brainer. I'm always going to have Nike shoes. I'm always going to have Nike shirts. I'm always going to have a Nike hat or two, especially when Ohio State is a Nike school. I'm always going to have it. Men's Warehouse, like I mentioned earlier, I used to have 50 hats. 50 ties, neckties. A bow tie or two, but I didn't know how to tie them, so I never wore them. I used to have two pair of suspenders. Used to have probably 10 or 12 suits. They were all hand-me-downs from my dad. I did buy a couple of them, but most of them were hand-me-downs. Now, as I get older, I don't normally wear suits at all. I literally, if I had to go to a funeral this weekend or a wedding this weekend, I wouldn't wear a suit. I have dress pants. I got dress shirts. I don't have a tie. I got dress shoes. I don't have a suit coat or a sports coat. I don't. I don't at all. Shame on me. It's one thing I was told when I was in school was that you should always have a suit because you never know when you have to go to a wedding or a funeral. That's true. That's a good rule of thumb to live by, but I currently am not. But if I play college football, I would have Men's Warehouse lined up with me, try to ink that deal very, very quickly. So I am getting right for the right occasion. But last but not least, JLab. About 5 or 6 years ago, maybe when I got my first apartment, JLab was a company that I found at Walmart. Now, I did some research and try to find out go to the YouTube and try to figure out what various headphones were good, which ones were better. But I went to Walmart, got a pair of JLab headphones, and the sound quality is amazing. It was so superior to the other things that I heard that I bought more and more and more and more and more. Unfortunately, I don't have any currently, which is shame on me. But if I'm playing college football, where I'm working all the time, a lot of times I got headphones in. Or I'm walking into the shoe and I'm warming up and I got some headphones in. I want JLab. You may want Sony or Bose or Beats by Dre or anything like that. That's great. That's cool. I won't knock it. Give me JLab, baby, and we good every day of the week. Now, some honorable mentions. Is one is Dad Gang. Another one is Vasa Fitness. The last commercial, well, two commercial gyms ago that I was a member of. Not currently because there is not a Vasa Fitness where we currently live. If there was, I would definitely ditch the YMCA for Vasa Fitness. That's a place that I really enjoyed working out. But last but not least, it's an apparel shop in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's the shop. They carry a lot of Ohio State gear. They also carry Pacers and Fever and Colts and a lot of the professional teams in Indianapolis and so a lot of collegiate teams as well. Big time supplier of apparel for the Indianapolis 500. They'll probably have some Brickyard stuff coming up for that race later on this month, but the shop is one of them. Yeah, I know there's other stuff, but I got some Ohio State stuff from them. It's a really good company. I know someone there, so it all works out. I can help a friend out. I can get some good stuff. It's a win-win for everybody. Thank y'all for tapping Locked on Buckeyes and making this show your first listen of the day. For your second listen, check out the portal because my guy Brian Smith, he's got the latest rumors, portal entries, and signings. Be the most informed fan on the rapid changes to the college football landscape. You can find the portal and Locked on Buckeyes on the YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. You can follow me on any social media platform or jstevens07. Send every email to jstevens317@gmail.com. This has been Locked on Buckeyes right here on a Thursday. We'll see you next time.